Hello everyone, welcome to Elliott Wave Forecast.com YouTube channel. My name is Henry. Today is Thursday, July the 1st. The time is around 1 a.m. GMT. Today we're going to be looking at the chart of the pound dollars right here, 45 minutes chart. We see here that wave 2 in the intermediate degree ended at 1.4, and now we are looking for a wave 3 to the downside. Okay, we are looking for wave 3 to the downside, and wave 3 is unfolding into another 5 waves here, in which we're going to be ending with one of 3 here pretty soon, with a few more lows, 2 more lows probably. We could end with 1 and then starts to do a correction of this decline before turning down again. So overall then we can see that we're looking for the downside, which is US dollar strength overall, as long as we don't break above 1.4. Now in the very short term, of course, for example, 5 could have ended here instead of 105. This could be a wave 5 and 1, and we could have already started the wave 2, in which case then we don't get another push lower anymore, and then we start to rally, starting to do this wave 2 here. Now we're going to take a look at the larger degree as well, to give you a perspective of what we are thinking. Okay, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so overall we are still calling for the downside overall, as long as we stay below 1.4 in this decline here. Now let me switch to the weekly chart and give you some ideas of what we are thinking here. Now let me see if I can put wave 2 on the weekly. It will be slightly difficult because weekly is such a high time frame. Okay, but wave 2 should be somewhere around here. You can see this is 1.4 and 1.4. I know it's not really good. This one is 1.42. So this peak here is 1.425. So this is not wave 2. Wave 2 is somewhere around here. So we're looking for 5 waves down from this peak from May 31st. Okay, May 31st. So looking for 5 waves down. So does it mean it is bearish? Now we're gonna take a look at that. Now this one, if you look at this structure on the weekly, it looks like some sort of marginal high above this previous peak, right? And then from there it looks impulsive to go lower, and it may, like we mentioned here in the 1 hour chart, it may continue to go down still to finish this 5 waves down, right? To finish this 5 waves down right here. So this is wave 2 somewhere around here, I believe. Yeah, so this is wave 2 and this is wave 1. Okay, and now we should be looking for 3, 4, 5 now. But now let's take a look here at the weekly chart. If you look at the weekly chart here, what we have here is I think classical traders should be able to see this. Now trend line is really depends on how you draw it, right? I mean, if you draw it this way, it looks like okay, connecting this, and this, and thus if we're gonna get another look, no, first of all, this is a very long-term trend line from 2018. So it's a 3-year trend line that is broken to the upside. Generally speaking, that is a sign of bullish. That's the sign of a bullish move. Now that doesn't mean in the 1 hour or whatever it is in the short term, that doesn't mean it cannot drop 100 pips, 200 pips. Just because it drops 100 pips, 200 pips doesn't make it bearish, right? If you look at the weekly chart. Now, but there's many different ways to draw this trend line, just like anything. Some people say, okay, well, if you draw it using the body of the candle, then you know, I can draw it like this, for example. So this way I'm connecting this 1, 2, 3, 4 points here. Now you can see if I just slightly change the interpretation of the trend line, which still remains valid, by the way, if I throw it like this, because there's a wick here, then that means you got plenty of downside to retest that trend line. For example, since we broke above this what looks like an inverse head and shoulders, we have never retested the trend line. If I throw it like this, if I throw it like this, then yeah, we retested this one time, and then now pulling back again, maybe to do some sort of expanded flat here, right? So can be doing expanded flat and then rally again, A, B, C. If I throw it like this, then this can have more downside left, and it can even be an ABC and still have enough space to, to correct that entire retest. Let's say this is A, this is B, this is C, and we call on the peak here, which is still possible, and then go up again, right? So as you can see, there are a couple of different possible paths, and also the way I drawn the trend line here basically suggests that overall on the weekly it really looks bullish in the weekly, right? It looks bullish. So for those that want to ask, US dollar is bearish when we look at it from the higher time frame. Now shorter cycle, yeah, we can get a little bit more strength, right? And how far the strength goes depends. I mean, like I said, I can throw it different ways here, and we can see a little bit more downside, maybe retesting again to around 136, which is kind of like 150 pips lower. If I throw it like this, we get further strength in the US dollar, so we can go back to 133.80. So for some people that qualifies as a bearish, right? It looks bearish 500 pips down, whereas actually it is actually bullish, even if it's gonna drop another 500 pips lower. Okay, so overall, when we're talking about shorter cycle, then which goes back to the 1 hour chart, then basically we're still looking for the downside in the shorter cycle. As long as we stay below 1.4, we could see further downside still in the pound dollars. Okay, so if you do want to check the update regularly on the pound dollars or other forex commodities stocks, we do have a 14 days free trial. The link is provided in the description of the YouTube video. So I'll see you all again tomorrow, and have a nice day, everyone.